Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a really interesting one. Maserati's first ever all-electric SUV, the Grecale Folgore. Now this is a car with the weight of a legendary brand on its shoulders, as it tries to push into this new electric era.
So, Maserati. Right, the name alone just screams Italian luxury, blistering speed. But, the iconic Trident has, let's just say it's faced some pretty rough seas lately. And that's really where our story kicks off.
Yeah, and this quote from Marina EV, wow, it does not pull any punches. The brand's build quality took such a nosedive that it literally became a meme online. I mean, think about that. For a premium luxury brand, that is an absolutely brutal reputation to try and climb back from.
And that right there is what makes the Grecale Folgore so important. We're not just talking about another SUV hitting the market. No way. This is a statement piece. It's Maserati's big swing, trying to prove they can still blend that legendary heritage with, quality and tech that's actually ready for the future.
So how exactly is Maserati trying to stage this big comeback? Well, what's really interesting is that their first move is all about redefining luxury, but they're starting from the inside out. They've partnered with a company called Aquafil to use this stuff called Econol. And get this, it's a premium fabric, but it's made from recycled waste. We're talking old fishing nets, carpets, things like that. It's a really bold statement, basically saying, hey, luxury in the electric age, it can be both gorgeous and sustainable.
Okay, but here's where it gets a little weird. Reviewers notice this curious contrast inside. On one hand, you've got these incredible, super high-end materials, right? Gorgeous leather, solid aluminum paddle shifters. But then, right next to that, you find some cheap-feeling plastic on the door sills and these high-gloss buttons that are just absolute magnets for fingerprints. It really is a tale of two textures in there.
All right, style is one thing, for sure. But come on, it's a Maserati. It has to perform. So the big question is, does this electric SUV actually have the heart of a supercar? Well, let's let the numbers do the talking.
Okay, so the Grecale Folgore is packing dual electric motors that unleash 557 PS. That's metric horsepower, by the way. And let me put that in perspective for you. That is a massive amount of power for a family-sized SUV. Just huge.
And what does all that power translate to? Well, how about a blistering acceleration time? We're talking 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, that's about 62 miles per hour for us, in just 4.1 seconds. I mean, this thing moves with an urgency that absolutely lives up to that Trident badge on the front.
Now, Folgore is Italian for lightning, which is what Maserati is calling its whole electric lineup. And when you put the Grecale up against its big brother, the absolutely mind-bending Gran Turismo Folgore, you can see its place. The Grecale is the more practical, kind of the more accessible way into Maserati's electric world. Oh, and by the way, that CV you see there, it's just another way to measure metric horsepower, pretty much the same as PS.
And when we say practical, we're not just talking. It's got 535 liters of space in the trunk. I mean, that is more than enough for a family road trip, all your groceries, whatever you need to do. It really is a true dual-purpose machine.
Okay, so it's fast, it's stylish, it's practical. Sounds pretty good, right? But this is an EV, and that means we absolutely have to talk about the electric reality check, range, and charging. And folks, this is where the story gets a little more complicated.
So on paper, the official range is just over 500 kilometers. That sounds great. But in the real world, well, estimates show that dropping to around 400 for combined driving. And in the worst-case scenario, a cold day blasting down the highway, you could see that plummet to under 300 kilometers. That is a huge drop-off from the official number.
So what's going on here? Why the kind of so-so long-distance performance? Well, it really comes down to the car's basic architecture. It's built on a 400-volt system, and it maxes out its fast charging at 150 kilowatts. Now that's not exactly slow, but its key rivals, think Porsche Taycan or the Audi e-tron GT, they're using 800-volt systems. That lets them charge nearly twice as fast. It's a big difference.
And all of that data, it kind of boils down to this one crucial rating. EV Database, which is a really trusted source for this stuff, gives the Grecale Folgore a long-distance suitability score of just 2.5 stars out of 5. Ouch. For a premium SUV at this kind of price, that is a seriously underwhelming result.
All right, so let's put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Where does that leave us? Is the Grecale Folgore really the electric redemption story that Maserati was hoping for?
Well, the verdict is really a study in contrasts.
I mean, pretty much everyone agrees that the build quality is a massive step up. The handling is sharp, like a sports car, and the tech inside is excellent. But on the flip side, they also point out that the styling is maybe a little too safe, the price is steep, and its core EV stats just aren't best in class, especially if you're planning any long trips.
So this really paints a clear picture of who this car is actually for, right? It's for the driver who really wants that Maserati badge, who craves that Italian luxury, and wants that thrilling performance for their daily drive. It's an incredible statement piece for driving around town, but it's just not built to be a cross-country cruiser.
So at the end of the day, what is the Grecale Folgore? It's a beautiful, high-quality luxury SUV, no doubt about it. It is a massive step in the right direction for Maserati, but its electric technology feels like it's maybe just a half step behind the competition. So, is it a beautiful but flawed first attempt? Or is it a sign of even more brilliant things to come? I guess that's the question Maserati leaves us with. Grazie per averci seguito.